What are we schmoozing about today?
Today we're schmoozing about what makes you feel alive and how to tune into that.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. Lots of things make me feel alive, and I know that probably many things make you feel alive. And for you in particular, for those of you who feel like, I'm not sure what makes me feel alive, we'll give you some ideas.
Yeah, and I think that people are really out of touch because lots of people are stressed out right now, and when that happens, we focus in on what isn't right and what isn't happening and what pulls us down versus what is giving us energy, what is healing us, what's
Yes.
naturally flowing through us. So what makes you feel alive, Mama?
You, I do have to say,
goody.
you know, I do have to say one thing, laughter makes me feel
That's
alive.
right.
And I don't know anyone that I laugh harder with than you. And, but laughter is one of the things. Being around people who are curious, people who are, act alive. How many times have we been around someone who is in that state of, I don't care, I don't know, and it's a downer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I like to be around people whose energy is
Upbeat.
upbeat,
You're
and
very upbeat.
usually.
Well, I've never encountered you on a bad day, really. But I think you stay away from me when you're on a bad
I
day.
do indeed.
But no, that's what I always think of. When I want to be up, I go to Dorothy. Yeah.
Do you? Oh, aren't you nice?
I am nice.
What makes you feel alive? And don't say Miles Davis.
You already stole it from me.
I did indeed.
No, what makes me feel alive is turquoise. The color turquoise. I'm kind of obsessed. I'm kind of like the goddess of turquoise because it brings up for me. That's more tealy. You're a tealy.
Yes.
You know, there are over 850 blues, but turquoise, for some reason, opens our heart. It brings out more creative energy. Thank you. Dorothy will now display turquoise. Think of Maui. Think of the ocean in Maui. Think of, I have not a lot, but I have a couple of Native American pieces. And when you hold that turquoise, you actually feel the energy of the tribes. You feel that reverence for the earth. That makes me feel alive. I have a Tibetan bowl, and the thing that I invite it with, the gong that I invite it with, has a turquoise on it. I mean, it just, for me, it's just, I look at it and I go, I'm so happy to be alive. That's what I look for. It's very healing.
It is very healing.
What else?
I'm wondering sometimes when people don't feel alive, what are some of the things that you have done? I know some of the things I've done with people who don't feel alive. They come to see us, they have some issue or something, and are just down. And I don't know if you have ever experienced that, but I know for me, occasionally, I don't feel as alive as I would like to feel. And I have certain things I do. Sometimes it's just meditating for a while, just stopping all of the worrisome thoughts or some of the things that are going on in the world right now, you know. And for me, I think that just stopping all of the thinking and going into a meditative state centers me, gets me back to who I really am.
Yeah, because we are a meditative state. We are that naturally. It's just the mind comes in an effort to try and control everything and make you worry, and all the thoughts that come in that take you out of that. For me, even when I was very little, 2 and 3 years old, I would go out into nature to get away from my crazy family and the nut bags, and say that with reverence. And I would go, and this was in Syracuse, New York, and I know you know New York.
I know Syracuse, New York. Yes,
yeah.
I do.
And so I'd be walking out there, and I would talk to the trees, and I would go and I'd put my little spine against the tree because it felt so good to have that ancient energy moving through my spine, and it just felt like, this is my friend, this is an angel to me. And everything felt so alive.
And you knew that at such a young age.
I did. I've always been looking for that. I mean, I told you when I first came in, when I was first born into this life, one of the first things that I experienced was in the spirit world. Now, we're not talking about in this level, we're talking in the next realm out here.
Right.
I saw a baby cobra
I know.
spirit wrapped around my right ankle, female.
White, you said.
Beautiful, with pink eyes, with this pink colored eyes, really long. She had lashes. It was really weird. It sounds animated as I say it now. But I wasn't scared, and because it was a loving energy. And I don't know what I knew about it. I just knew, oh, that's interesting. I was really little. I think I was 2. And that was sort of my initiation into those worlds. But it's those worlds that make me feel so alive, when I can help people see that they're not alone.
I know.
It's like that old adage, if you knew who was walking with you, you'd never be afraid.
You know, I did not have that consciousness in those early years. I just did
Well, then,
Thank you.
let's
Gong.
let's gong it in. Boom, boom. Listen, everybody, here we go.
I love that, don't you?
Isn't that the most wonderful thing? That makes me feel alive.
It does me too.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing now. So many people are doing sound healing.
Yeah.
That makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine whose name is Sabrina, who did sound healing on my body. Oh my word!
I know. Well, it's moving energy.
It does.
Michael
yeah.
Nisley, too,
Yes.
does a nice
No.
job with that. When people come to see me for a private session, I always start with a Tibetan bowl that's very, very old. And I just walk around them, and I ask them to let go of their drive to my office. I ask them to let go of whatever's worrying them, and I say, let go of all responsibilities. I'm walking around your body, and you can feel them just letting go of this energy. It almost sprays.
It does spray.
Sometimes it does, and
It does.
sometimes my dog will walk with me around the person, barking, 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 because he can feel all the energy. It's like he's chewing it. He jumps up in the air, and it's so wonderful because you can feel them feeling themselves in a way they haven't in a really long time.
I know.
Because they're dropping all of this external stuff out here that keeps us caught in our head. And
Not alive.
And not alive.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think most people are out of touch of what, you know, somebody says, oh, I love eating a steak, makes me feel alive. And that's okay.
That's okay.
Really true.
That's where you are.
You want to be asking yourself right now, what makes me feel alive? When was the last time I felt inspired by what's going on around me? When was the last time I felt like my whole beingness was open and happy?
You know, isn't that something when we think about it from that point of view? I feel alive, and when I feel alive, I feel inspired.
Yeah, yep. And I was just listening, I don't know who said this, I think it was Van Gogh, but I can't remember. He said, without the unknown, we could never create.
Oh, I think
Without the unknown.
makes absolute sense.
And
doesn't
most people are so afraid when they don't know what's coming next, which totally tries to control what's going on. And then how can you feel alive if you're trying to control what's going on?
it? Right.
So feeling alive entails letting go of everything and seeing what's moving you. I mean, for all of you out there, you know, taking a few moments here and remembering, when was the last time you felt really alive and here and a part of what's important and what moves you? When was that? When was that? And let that feeling come back to you, right? Bathe your cells in that feeling.
Isn't that an exquisite feeling?
Oh my God, it's the best.
I love that. So I remember years ago hearing this line, I aspire to inspire before I expire.
Oh my God, that's great.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
Is it?
Yeah, you do inspire.
I try.
What else makes you feel alive?
Many things, actually.
When was the last time you felt alive? Right now.
That's a good question. I would say 20 minutes ago when we started this.
That's why we're doing
It
this.
seems like 20 minutes ago, but we've been thinking about this for a long time. And several months ago,
Yeah.
I remember being at a salon,
Yeah.
and we came up with this idea and laughing so much. That made me feel alive.
Yeah. I feel really alive now because I know that people are listening. And they're feeling something inside of themselves about, well, I want to do that, or I want to feel that, or I want that limitless feeling, and I want limitless thoughts.
But the person I feel sorriest for is the person who has to sit and think about the last time they felt alive because it's been so long.
Yeah.
I want to inspire people to that aliveness.
That's right. To right now,
Exactly.
in this moment.
Yeah.
We want all of you to be, it would be great that you follow our suggestion, because we don't have any expectations or
No.
judgment about any of this, but we're just here to kind of feed you and nurture you so that you can cultivate this going into these parts of yourself that maybe you haven't gone to in a while.
Just to think differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
And to enjoy what you're thinking.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we going to talk about next time?
I don't know.
Well,
What do you feel?
I don't know, but something.
How about let's teach them how to read the aura? What do you think?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Both you and I do that, and that would be kind of fun. And how to read the colors in the auric field. And what does
that would
mean?
that would be lovely.
Yeah, let's do that. You're going to join us?
I hope so.
Yeah. And remember to write any questions or any ideas you have for other shows down below, and
Subscribe
subscribe.
and hit the notification bell.
We're so happy to be with you. Thanks so much for tuning in today.